Hey y'all, welcome to the Messy Studio. Hi y'all, time for another quick tip. I've been asked a couple of times what I use to color my epoxy when I'm doing fills and things. The answer is pretty simple, and I found out pretty much by experimentation. I used to customize miniature die-cast cars, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, you know, that sort of thing. Take them apart, strip them, repaint them, and a lot of people that were doing that this was back in the 90s, a lot of people that were doing that would use things like fingernail polish and whatnot, and they would airbrush it on. I went a different route. I'd go to the local auto paint store and I would buy their cans of pints of, or sometimes quarts of mismatch in colors that I thought were pretty. When you're using it as an auto paint, it's a 2-part polyurethane, and then I would clear that with a 3-part poly clear. Well, I've got a bunch of this stuff left over. I quit doing Hot Wheel customs years ago because a bunch of wannabes flooded the market with cheap crap, and it wasn't worthwhile anymore. I wasn't making any money off of it. So I've still got a lot of this left over. So I tried one day to see what it would do if it would work in coloring epoxy, and yeah, polyurethane automotive finishes will work very, very well in most of the epoxies we have. It doesn't take much. Yeah, even the mismatch will cost you about $20 a pint, maybe 25 or 30 now, but this thing will last you forever. And you get all kinds of colors, and it works really, really well. I also use this same stuff to color polyester resin, by the way. It should work with most of your casting mediums as well. I also powder coat small metal parts, especially if I'm making bullet pins and I'm using steel casing from, say, a 7.62 round. So I've got a lot of powder coat medium on hand as well in various colors. You can mix powder coat with epoxy and it works very, very well. This stuff isn't terribly expensive. You can get it on sale or on clearance very often from places like Columbia Coatings or Pendry Powder Coatings, which is where I got this. There's any number of sources out there where you can get powder coat. You can buy it by the pound, and it's not terribly expensive. Powder coat material, by the way, also works very well with CA. If you want to sprinkle some in some fine cracks and then hit it with CA, this colors very, very nicely. So how do you do this paint and epoxy thing? Got a little paint on my stick. It doesn't take much. Mix it in with the epoxy real well. And it doesn't matter if you're using 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, or 24-hour. It all works the same. The only thing I've noticed is it increases, or it can increase, depending on how much colorant you use. It can increase the cure time a little, and say, so for 5-minute epoxy, it might take it to 7. But I like to let it sit a good 3 or 4 hours anyway, just to make sure that it reaches, it won't reach full strength until about 24 hours regardless, but so that's all there is to it. You just mix up like any other epoxy, except now it's got color in it. And you just lay it in the hole. And that's all there is to it. Once that's good and cured. So just another quick tip for you to add to your turnings and woodworkings. I use it. I've been using it for years, and it works great. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. Y'all come back and see us here in the Messy Studio. You never know what's going to happen around here. Y'all come back.